Module 20 Dry Point Printmaking. Apparatus and materials: acrylic, aluminium, Sanmaika glossy, zinc, copper block size 7 inches into 7 inches, tracing and carbon paper, dry point tools, Brasso, black printing ink, inking knife, inking glass, paper for printing, cotton rags, and kerosene for cleaning, printing machine, hand gloves. If you select metal block, aluminium, zinc, copper, polish the surface with Brasso. Dry point is a printmaking technique for the intaglio printing family. In this technique, an image is incised into a plate or matrix with a hard pointed needle of a sharp metal instrument or a diamond point. In the olden times, this plate used was made of copper, but as time passed, this got modified to zinc, acetate, and even plexiglass plates. Draw or trace the sketch on block. You can improve the sketch at the time of final drawing. The primary requirement for this technique is a good hand for drawing. As seen earlier is etching and engraving techniques. A good skill is basic drawing enhances the techniques and the outputs are spectacular. However, an engraver's brain is more difficult to use than the hard point needle in dry point technique. The technique of dry point appears to have been invented by the Hausbuch master, a South German 15th century artist who has left behind the legacy of only point prints of his times. Among the famous artists of the old master prints, Albert Dürer produced about 3 dry points before abandoning the technique. Rembrandt used this technique frequently, but usually in conjunction to other printing techniques such as etching and engraving. As the preferences go, all the intaglio techniques could be used on one single plate itself. Artist Alex Katz used this process to create several of his famous works like Sunny and The Swimmer. In the 20th century, many artists produced dry points which included names like Max Beckmann, Milton Avery, and Hermann Paul. Draw the image on block with the help of pointed needle, applying pressure, and created tones with polished paper. Artists such as Marie Cassatt added equine work on the plate and inked the various colors to produce color dry points. Canadian artist David Brown Millin is credited as the first artist to produce color dry points by the use of multiple plates for each color. Dry points by the use of multiple plates, one for each color. The types of needle used for the process of dry point matter a lot to the output. Any sharp objects can ideally be used to make a dry point. as long as it can be used to carve lines into metal. The lines produced by printing a dry point are formed by the burr through up at the edge of these incised lines, in addition to the depression formed in the surface of the plate. A large burr can be formed by a steep angle of the tool and will hold a lot of the ink, producing a soft dense line that differentiates dry point from other integral methods such as etching and engraving, which produce a smooth, hard-edged line. The angle of the needle is deterministic of the kind of burr that is produced, unlike the pressure applied on the plate. A perpendicular angle will leave little to no burr, while the smaller the angle gets to either side, the larger the burr pile up. The deepest dry point lines leave enough burr on either side of them that they prevent the paper from pushing down into the center of the stroke, creating a feathery black line with a fine white center. A lighter line may have no burr at all, creating a very fine line in the final print by holding very little ink. In engraving technique, the incisions are made by removal of metal to form depressions in the plate to hold ink, although the two methods are very easy combined, as Rembrandt often did. Because the pressure of printing quickly destroys the burr, dry point is useful only for comparatively small additions. As few as 10 or 20 impressions with burr can be made, and after that the burr has gone, the comparatively shallow lines will wear out relatively quickly. Most impressions of Rembrandt prints on which dry points were used show no burr, and often the dry point lines are very weak, leaving the edged portion still strong. To counter this and allow for longer print runs, electroplating, called steel facing by printmakers, can harden the surface of a plate and allow the same addition size as produced by etching and engravings. Among the needles used to carve lines into the metal, some innovative tools like dentistry tools, nails, and metal files can be used to produce various fine lines and textures in dry points. However, there are some needles specifically designed for dry points, like diamond-tipped needle, which can incise any metal and never need any sharpening but could be costly. Carbide-tipped tools needles have been used traditionally and have a great effect and more cost-effective than diamond-tipped needles, but need frequent sharpening to maintain a sharp point. The process of printing is dry point plate is essentially same as any other integral printing technique. Once the image is finally transferred onto the plate, carved to finish or to at least ready to proof, the ink is applied into the plate using a dauber. Too much pressure would flatten the burrs and ruin the image. Once the plate is completely covered with a thin layer, a tartan cloth is used to wipe away excess ink. The paper, typically pages from old phone books, may be used for a final wipe of the lightest area of the image. Some printmakers will use their bare hand instead of wipe these areas. Once the desired amount of ink is removed, the plate is run through an etching press along with a piece of damped paper to produce a print. Dry point wiping techniques are little different from integral wiping techniques. Less pressure is applied to achieve desired lines because the burrs forming the image are more fragile than etched or engraved lines. The ink also rests on the plate surface instead of pressed down into indentations and grooves. Hence, the characteristics of the way that burrs catch ink, the direction of wiping matters. Ink tends to pile up in the lee of the burr during the application of the ink and wiping with the tartan. So, if the printer wipes in the direction of the lines with his hand, he may remove most of the ink, leaving a light grey line. However, if he wipes perpendicularly to the line, he can actually increase the pile of the ink on the other side of the line, darkening the printed line. Artist Rembrandt van Rijn. The Dutch painter and printmaker Rembrandt van Rijn was born on 15 July 1606 in Leiden in the Dutch Republic, now Netherlands. He was born into a well-to-do family to Herman Gerstzoon van Rijn and Nietegen Wilman Dochter van Zuidbroek. Religion was the prime influence of most of his works, and his family's lineage influenced most of it. As a boy, he attended Leiden School and was enrolled at the University of Leiden, although according to a contemporary, he had a great inclination towards painting. He was soon apprenticed to a Leiden history painter, Jacob van Swanberg, with whom he spent 3 years. After a brief but important apprenticeship of 6 months with the painter Peter Lastman in Amsterdam, Rembrandt stayed a few months with Jacob Pienaars and then started his own workshop, though Simon van Leeuwen claimed that Joris van Schooten taught Rembrandt in Leiden. Rembrandt opened a studio in Leiden in 1624 or 1625, which he shared with friend and colleagues Jan Lewins. He is considered the greatest of the printers and printmakers in European art and the most important in the Dutch history. His works came into being during the Dutch Golden Age, as historians call it. Rembrandt created some 300 etchings and dry points from about 1626 to 1665. His career as printmaker ran parallel to his career as an established and much revered painter. However, he rarely treated the same themes in both the media. He was known to occasionally reproduce his paintings in the printing medium. He was a great innovator and experimenter in this medium of printmaking and often handled traditional materials in unconventional ways. His impact on printmaking is still reflected in etching produced today. While in Leiden, Rembrandt began with etching as a technique, and at that time his own face was the common feature and subject of his earliest prints. These were mere studies of various expressions rather than self-portraits. Once he moved from Leiden to Amsterdam, he tried his hand by creating larger, highly finished prints related to printmaking, like the Good Samaritan 1633. But he soon tired of this and turned from such formal uses of printmaking. Most of his prints thereon were small and sketchy. Fascinated by the Old Testament and the New Testaments, Rembrandt enjoyed revealing the realistic human emotions and narrative details inspired by these stories with the medium of printmaking. Many of his landscapes, for example the Windmill 1641, appear to have been created outside in nature, though in most cases he composed them in the studio from drawings that he made in the countryside. Rembrandt owned a large collection of prints by earlier masters like Albert Dürer, Lucas van Leyden and Antonio Tempesta. By the 1650s, Rembrandt began to treat the printing plate much like a canvas, leaving some ink or tone on the surface of the printing plate in order to create painted impressions of print in which each impression would look different depending on the way he had inked the plate. For example, the Antoinette 1654 was printed in the first state without plate tone so that only the etched lines are visible. In the second state, however, he produced subtle, moody impressions of the same image by leaving a good deal of ink on the surface of printing plate and then wiping it away in certain areas to create highlights, as he did on the body of Christ and few of the figures around him in the Metropolitan Museum's impression. The Negres Lying Down 1658 received its title due to the rich dark line that Rembrandt achieved by combining layers of etching and dry point lines with plate tone. He also experimented with different effects that could be obtained by printing on various types of papers and other supports. He printed the impressions of the second state of the three cross on vellum, a surface that brings a warm overall tone to the image and emphasizes the richness of the ink that he left on the surface of the plate and the velvety burr created by the dry point lines. Rembrandt is also known to have reworked his later prints dramatically, creating an almost new vision of a subject with each state. The best thing about Rembrandt's prints is that he, as an artist, preserved most of his stages of printing and working process of posterity. Cover the image area with masking tape and create tones with polished paper. The present day viewer can bear witness to it in a certain way. As a plate of the three cross was wearing down, Rembrandt chose to create a very different version of the scene in a fourth shade of scraping and polishing away large portion of the foreground and drawing with dry points. New figures and emphatic hatching in its plate. He shifted the moment in the history and created an even more dark and dramatic biblical representation. He also reworked various states of Christ presented to the people, another large print composed entirely in dry point. The second state, printed on warm-toned Japanese paper, displays a lively assortment of figures in the foreground, each one reacting to the scenes in different manner. The reactions and the expressions can be seen from their intricate details and fine lines. He further erased the entire group in a later stage so that by the eighth state there is nothing separating the direct confrontation of the Christ and the viewer. By the 1650s, Rembrandt had awaited fans of his prints as far south as Italy, who collected many states and varied impressions of these remarkable works. Despite Rembrandt's financial success as an artist, teacher, and art dealer, his penchant for ostentatious living forced him to declare bankruptcy in 1656. An inventory of his collection of art and antiquities taken before an auction to pay his debts showed the breadth of Rembrandt's interest from ancient sculpture Flemish and Italian Renaissance paintings, Far Eastern art, contemporary Dutch works, weapons and armor. Though the results of this auction were disappointing, it in no way affected Rembrandt's work. Rembrandt's work, in fact his artistry increased. After a spate of losing his family members, wife and son, he finally died alone, 11 months after his son's death on 4th October 1669 in Amsterdam. However, the legacy of artist and printmaker Rembrandt van Rijn continues to this day. There are certain important and relevant safety and health parameters to be followed while doing the dry point printmaking techniques. Number 1. Always wear an apron. Try not to wear nice clothes when doing it, as they can easily get ruined. Third, wear gloves if needs be. Fourth, take extra care when carving into the plastic boards or metal boards. Five, try not to make a mess with the paint. Six, always clean and tidy up the workspace. 7. Always clean the blocks after use, as the paint dries and can be hardened to get off. 8. Make sure all tools once used are out of the way to avoid trip hazard. 9. Always use the right colors and use a small amount so none is wasted. 10th, always clean work surface down so it's not too hard to get off. 11th, wear gloves if necessary. 12th, rub off excess paints with kerosene and Rex. This ensures a better working surface. Use a different tool for dry point as per your design requirement. 13. Paper to be printed has to be soaked in water before printing the integral method. Ensure that the excess water does not fall on the floor. Keep a wiped cloth ready on the floor for such emergencies. There could be someone who might fall during working. 14. The needles that are to be used to incise the metal matrix are sharp and should be kept under supervision in a locked box and away from the children. Inhaling the pigment and inks could cause respiratory problem to people. Ensure that your workspace is very well ventilated and airy. Prepare black ink on inking glass. Add few drops of linseed oil. 16. Sharp metallic tool for techniques like dry point, etching, engraving, and mezzotint have to be used carefully and with a firm hand. Avoid creating prints with this technique if one of is diagnosed with carpal tunnel syndrome. Integral process. Fill up ink in the block and wipe the upper relief surface evenly. Clean the edges. Prepare final registration in machine. Take the final print on final paper. Put proper woolen blanket for pressure. Write all the details and the signature.